Okay, this is going to be an interesting game. There we go. Put that around there. Right, so what have we got? We've got... Oh, gosh. It's unshared. So what was it? It was a 4-3-3... Wait, no, was it? It was 3-3-3-3. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. You can see the alliances right there. Tree economy, yeah. There's a lot of it. Does someone... IBAN. Come on. Come on, IBAN. Goodness me. So much for PG stream. Right. So, having a look around this map, I wonder if our teams are going to spawn together or if they're going to spawn super apart. If they're going to spawn apart, this is going to be a nightmare for them. There's the odd bit of water around as well, so we could even see some kaijus wandering around. And the players are in. So, Team 1, we have Ematarchus, Mr. Color, and Pad Repio in rusty red, dark green, and purple. In the second team, we've got Checkbox, IBAN, and Little Scumbag, or Gregors, in light blue, light pink, and sandy something. Not quite sure how to describe those colours. Then in yellow, blood red, and pink, we've got DM1122, Imperial Gamer 108, and Ricky Mal, or Ricky Mar 10. And then we've got the TPP team in violet, I think that's magenta, and a blue as well. Bottom team is going to be pretty high on the skill rankings. They are all pretty decent players, and also Little Scumbag and IBAN team is one to watch out for. And Ematarchus I do recognise as a name as well. So that's our potential rankings there. Let's see how our teams have spawned together. So it looks as though they've actually all, for the most, well, certainly this team here, goodness me, the TPP team have all coordinated themselves perfectly, spawning right next to each other. They can reinforce each other however they decide to. And with the proximity to the water here from that son of a broom, he can get up that T2 naval very, very early on indeed, while Senescence comes across with the land and defends him. But that's not necessarily going to be necessary, because the only threat that he's got over here is yellow DM1122. And I'm not sure how good of a player DM1122 is, but that son of a broom is up there, to say the least. Around though, who else has spawned relatively close together? So we've got our two here, Checkbox. Oh no, that's IBAN and Gregors. Checkbox is off down here somewhere. They're not too far apart, and then the final team there, pink, rust red, green. So the rust red and green here, Ematarchus and Mr. Colour can focus down on pink big time. There we go. Ping's coming off saying, let's focus him down, mates. And they might just do that, although rust red going, Ematarchus going straight for metal storage instead of a second factory. That is very, very surprising, especially given the amount of metal he's just popped up. Going straight into T2 there from Mr. Colour in green. Going into the water as well from those who have proximity to ponds and puddles of all shapes and sizes. And hello, down here, Imperial Gamer has a huge amount of space to expand. If he scouts and really capitalizes on this space there, then that's going to really potentially bolster that team into potentially, you know, end game scenarios right there. That's a huge amount of metal to his advantage. And right for the taking. Ping's coming off here saying, yep, let's share this out a little bit perhaps. Leave that one to me. Leave it to me. Or you take it, whichever. whichever way it's going. But we're going up to T2 naval already, so certainly Kaijus and Leviathans. Leviathans are going to be most certainly useful here. Their range should probably just about reach across here, and they'll certainly defend these two bases that have a coastal border to that pond, most definitely. Meanwhile, of course, Senescence going up to the T2 vehicles. That son of a broom, likewise, while defending himself here against DN11, 22. Bit of an air game from these players, but as is with a sort of FFA, which this essentially is, we've got mostly very sedate stuff going on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to position my picture-in-pictures on the places that I think are going to be most hotly contested. So we've got one there, and we've got a little bit of a commander fight going on down here. But what I want to do is pop this up over here so that we can see how that team is sorting itself out. There, so we've got the commander in the water here. Memo, you can shoot under walls if they're placed on the water. That is a waste of metal, sir. If there are torpedoes, they can go straight under, but bombers, however, can't. And the anti-air somehow manages to shoot through water, but this is a video game. It's not supposed to be logical. It's supposed to be fun. And it is. In comes Senescence for a little bit of raiding on all of this. It's turtling here. Even got some lob line going on. T2 bots coming up as well. And we've got the Leviathan almost finished, ready to defend this line here. And Aces is probably going to want to be a little worried about this. Where's that ping going? Ricky Mal saying, let's do something about Mr. Colour over there. He's amassing an army, and that's going to be picked up from the radar here. That's just about going to see that force ready to move out. But these two players here, Ricky Mal and Ematarchus, are not on the same team. So Ricky Mal here, by expanding into the middle, is really making himself a bit of a target here for both Mr. Colour and Ematarchus. Oh no, that's right. Mr. Colour and Ematarchus are together, who should be focusing on Ricky Mal. Oh, wakey wakey Marshall, there we go. So trying to claim this mech is good, but he can't necessarily defend it, especially not against the levelers that are coming out now. And we can see in the picture-in-picture there that that son of a broom is starting to send some levelers in against DM11, 22. I will say that smoothly one day. Just you wait. But Ricky Mal running away, fleeing for his commander's life, going straight up into T2 bots again. He wants to try and get that started while he still has some form of infrastructure in his base. Hello. Hello, hello. There goes yellow. Oh, and we're bounty mode as well. Hello. So that son of a broom claims that, further catapulting that team into the advantageous territory there with that little extra bit of eco. And now that means that that son of a broom has these 3 metal spots, metal deposits as it were, all to himself, as Mr. Colour is preoccupied down here with Ematarchus, and Padrep is too far away to care, I think. Especially considering he's got checkbox on his south. Oh, hello, Mr. Colour. Being a bit of a nuisance, coming in with some Barracuda submarines as well.
Oh, this is really
Whoop.
nice.
Ooh. Oh. Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, wow. I really do owe you guys stuff, goodness me. But yeah, so Mr. Colour making a bit of a noise. So he could even, if Padrep is lucky, divert Checkbox's attention away from Padrep's little coastal base here to sweeping east and starting to attack Mr. Colour, but I'm not entirely sure Checkbox has the ability to do so, as he doesn't really have all that much in the way of land games right now. Mr. Colour, though, has got the T2 force and a sizable tank army, as previously noted. Down comes that son of a broom just to pick a fight. I wonder, there is a commander right there. And it only takes 4 levelers, but the defensive force is rooting. So that won't be too much of a worry. What's going on the north? Hello! Senescence and Aces combining their forces, but the Leviathans are out. And you see how good these are at defending this base? You see how valuable getting those out was, as prophesized. I have no idea what I was trying to say there. Predicted, that's the word. And there we go. That was a sizable force just lost for Senescence and Aces there. But there's enough of a base here that they can reconsider. And I think air is going to be the way that they're going to have to do this. That or boombots wandering around the south of this volcano there. And just wandering up into that direction. Either way, cheese is the way to go, I feel. Against turtles and coastal turtles at that. Kaiju's coming out now as well for checkbox. So that's going to help against the levelers most certainly as he goes in against Mr. Color. And it actually gives Padrep just that little bit of time to build some more fabbers. Say no more. Moving on. That son of a broom there, getting into the T2 naval as well. We've got some Kaijus that are going to go and help support on the land. Where's that ping going from? Senescence down there to the south saying, there's the commander, let's go around and do some cheese snipes. And we've got that son of a broom saying, yep, let's go through that direction down there. And yeah, definitely saying, yep, let's go in for that route. Hello there. So Ematarchus is saying, get your commander back, Padrep. I have a feeling that Padrep is semi-new to the game. There we go, we're going to reposition that one. So what are we doing in terms of the next level of strategy in this game? So we've got more T2 coming out. We've got some bots there, so we could go for locusts, but I feel the bases are too compact in this game for that to really make a difference. We've got lots of boom bots coming out from IBAN. Oh dear, be careful of your commanders, Senescence and Aces. You don't want them to be exposed, because that son of a broom does like his boom bots, and he's pretty well practiced with them. He's even been in the Able Gamers tourney where there are plenty of boombots to go around, as has that son of a broom. I think Gregor's was in it in the last one as well. In comes the air for a bit of scouting from Aces. Sees that it's just a bot force. We can do that with a bit of artillery, can't we? Yeah, might want to. But yeah, as far as I was saying with the next level of strategy, I'm wondering whether some T2 air factories wouldn't go amiss here. Because they have the air game fairly okay. I mean, it's not on lockdown because there's still some stuff, but they haven't really invested in it. And I feel as though that if they decide to invest in it all of a sudden... Oh. Well, that was unexpected. Down comes that son of a broom, taking out Mr. Colour, taking an additional bit of economy there for his team. So now he's floating, so he's going to give even more to Aces and Senescence as part of that sort of team float share. But that also means that Ematarchus down here is a little isolated. Have we actually got any fighting going on in the south? Nope. Just got Imperial Gamer and Ricky Mal kind of cozying up. I mean, here Imperial Gamer should have got some combat fabs out. Got all this Trico, got all of this as T2 by now. I mean, we've got the fab spam, which is good for T2. That's one thing I would have expected with that amount of space. But what you also need is, you know, that next bit of strategy, say nukes or something. Something left field. And that's really what's necessary. Padrep, though, stuck between a rock and a hard place that is... IBAN and checkbox. So whichever way he goes, he's in for a cold reception. Oh, goodness. I know that feeling all too well. Getting turfed out of your own base, wandering somewhere else with your commander, only to be met with hostility. So yeah, Pound Rep is kind of out of the game. Who's going to claim the bounty? It is Team 2, but who it is? Checkbox. There we go. So what is he going to do with that? So we've got a nice naval base here, but he can really get up to T2 now. There's all of this metal. Similar situation to Imperial Gamer on the south. There's all of this metal here that can be completely locked down now by Checkbox. But I feel that the other players aren't using the time and the reprieve of not being attacked to really capitalise on their locations. And that's a big problem, especially with Ares Titans out and about. T2 radar here from Senescence is going to give some valuable intel as to these bases over here. There's nothing else in the range, but it'll show exactly where, as far as this is concerned, where is going to be the best approach. But you've still got those Leviathans there. Transition to air! Need I say more? Senescence has disconnected. Senescence has left the building, folks. I'm going to wait for him. He's having a packet drop issue. Excuses. "2,000 years later." Oh, there we go. Speak of the devil. Oh. But yeah, I really feel as though air is being relatively neglected here. I mean, I could see the stirrings of an airplay from that son of a broom, but certainly nothing that's making my eyes pop. Oh my goodness, that picture of the cat is great. Oh well. Meanwhile, Gregor's, i.e. Little Scumbag, and Ivan over here are kind of hemmed in. They can expand in the opposite direction, but they need to capitalise down on it. But the big problem is the Leviathan's not in range. Move, Gregors, your Leviathans, to help your teammate. Rather than let the base fall before you move the Leviathans. There we go. Wakey, wakey, rising and shining. Good shot, Maurice, he says as the Kaijus fall to the Leviathan blockade. Oh, that's enough pings. Can it? Stop it. Checkbox. Checkbox. Bad. That, or he's just saying, run your commander in this path. Either way. Whichever way it is, these guys really need to start to work together and link up, because there's a big old weak link right in the middle here for that son of a broom to push right in. I'm going to close my pips now just to give me a few more frames. There we go, that's nicer. Let's have a look at the army tab there as well, just so that you can have a little inkling as to the fabbas, the factories, and the army counts. Team 1 Ematarchus is more or less stagnant. Although with the time, you know, where's the nukes? I mean, he's getting up an Atlas, which is one thing, but nukes, come on, nukes! Nukes, 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 or even unit cannons for the odd unit cannon snipe. I mean, come on, where's the strats? Where's the strats? As my dad would say, with lazy drivers on the motorway, thumb up bum, mind in neutral. got some T2 air coming out now. Hey Dad, can you teach me how to play? Who? Who is Dad? Who is Dad for you, Padra? I don't know. Oh, that sounded like an Ares got off the floor. That or an Atlas. Oh, it was Ematarchus' Atlas. Wow, he really focused that down quick. Last time I looked, that was half finished. Now, nukes. Nukes, 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 nukes. Come on, I want some nukes. So we're going for storage, so it looks like maybe something. But all the air here. There we go. That son of a broom, I did suggest the airplay. And here come the Kestrels. Now here's the thing, right? Kestrels aren't fantastic when you've got narwhals. I tell you what are worms and hornets. Seldom used, but in this situation, ideal. Absolutely ideal. The worms are the tanks, the hornets have the range, and even some angels there can shoot some of the anti-air and repair as the worms go in and snipe the commanders. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. That's a weak approach. There's the Kestrels into Iban's face, and he's not going to last. Goodbye, and that son of a broom takes even more economy. Down he goes. Goodbye, Ban. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, ready for another. Seconds. That son of a broom, you're greedy. Share with your teammates. Let them have some of the... Hello. Goodbye, aces. Gregors retaliates in kind with no mercy, showing no quarter. Oh, gone. Absolutely, and that reduces the Ares threat, and it gives Gregors a bit of space. And hello, Senescence's base is looking very light on the ground, actually. And all of a sudden, this team looks to be propped up almost entirely by that son of a broom. Whereas Ematarchus has got a bit of space. He's got an Ares that he's not doing anything with, which... do something! And we've got Imperial Gamer and Ricky Mal on the south. Do something! We've got some SXX coming out at least, which is good. But... I don't know. I'm not convinced that they're actually going to make any headway. We've got an Ares out already for that son of a broom. And Gregors is going to have to try and defend as hard as he possibly can here. That air game is not in his favour whatsoever. He has got a bit of flak in his base, and he's got to hope that that son of a broom is not aware of that. And he's got to pump out some more narwhals. He really does. And he's got the economy for it. Come on, more factories, more factories, more factories, Gregors. I mean, these Leviathans really are paying dividends. Really, really are. It's a fantastic choice of Gregors to go for those so early on. And it really helped keep them in the game this long. It just shows that when you have the right strategy, it can really pay off. And when you push for that strategy and make it happen. Oh my goodness. 6 more T2 air factories. That son of a broom. Goodness me. Yeah, I don't think you're going to fit in there, mate. Oh, they are going west. It's good old village people. I would say 2 Ares and a big air force too. That is not going to look very nice. I will tell you that for nothing. Where's that air gone? It's wandered around somewhere. Oh, there it is. Found you. Looks like a bit of a fight from Gregors. Just waiting though. He's not necessarily going to be baited out because he knows that his home field is where his advantage lies. Off goes the air. But here come the Ares. And that is the trump card to Gregor's Leviathan base. Let's look at the range on that. No Leviathans are reaching it. Well, actually, I'd say that. One is. Oh, there goes some air from Senescence. Knocked down. Oh, nukes! Nukes from Gregor's. Get that up, sir. And get it firing. And you might actually stand a chance against that son of a broom, because he doesn't have any anti-nukes from what I recall. Hello, 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 hello! Oh dear, have you got anti-nukes, Gregor's? Gregor's, have you got anti-nukes? Nope! Oh dear! No! Oh no! Oh. Goodbye, Gregor's. You played well, but not well enough. the nuke from Senescence was just too great. Surely took his video. Can we see something done from Emmett? Look at this. Like they're just sitting in there and there's nothing shooting at it because there's just a sheer... You've got an Ares in your base, do something! Guys, come on. Oh, there we go. We've got a nuke coming up from Imperial Gamer. Checkbox is looking very lonely now on this side of the planet. Meanwhile, we do have anti-nukes from that son of a broom. And Senescence now has the economy to just get up even more nukes. Oh, there we go. Not unexpected. Well, Amatarchus, you had ample time to do something. To do some scouting or something. But, yeah, if you don't know what your opponent is building, right, then you can't really adapt properly. And I feel that Amatarchus, without scouting, didn't know, okay, maybe I should have really bolstered up on some air. Because indeed, even if he had used his Atlas, it would have just been shot down so quickly by those Kestrels that it wouldn't have made the blindest bit of difference. Where have those SXX gone? They're still sat there. Like is this Sweden right here? I mean, come on. Ah. Checkbox, I think you're next. And ping from Pink saying, can you nuke here, please? Senescence gladly obliges. Down it comes. Oh. Oh, oh. Can he get the anti-nuke up in time? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Checkbox. You're out of time. Kaboom. And where's the air? Ready to finish that commander off. And... where is he? Where's he hidden his comm? Up here somewhere? Ah, there it is. Kaboom. IQ gameplay. Regardless. It's... hey, it's the aggressors versus the turtles. Well, I'm not... you know, I think that's kind of insulting to turtles, really, to say that. Let's just see how they go about finishing this off. So in comes the air for a bit of a scout. Has a look-see. Sees a fair bit of anti-air. Sees the commander and thinks, ah, we can do something about this. Checkbox. Hello, Pro Alert. Welcome. Haven't seen you around in a while. Oh, look. Oh. I hear something very deadly on the horizon. And I'm not entirely convinced that Imperial Gamer is going to be happy about that. I hear something. Oh dear. Oh no, it's going for... What was his name? Was it DM? No, DM was 11, wasn't it? It was Ricky Ma 10 or something like that. Oh no. Does that mean we're ready for a little bit of comm snipe with the remaining air that can swoop in out of nowhere? Ooh, hello. There we go. In it comes. Just a couple of kestrels. That's all you need. Ah, maybe not, considering that the commander's hidden under some wreckage. I wonder. Well, that one's Imperial Gamers. Whoops. And it's looked like it might have been caught in the nuke explosion. Let's have a look. No, it wasn't quite. Whoop. There we go. Reorient ourselves. Oh. Neither commander was. Oh, thanks for the subscribe. Padrepto. Thank you very much. Ooh, and thanks for the follow. I haven't set up my subscribe notifications apparently. Let's have a look around. Blue says, yep, there's anti-nukes there now. So the nukes aren't viable. But goodness me, the army is. Well, nukes on its way anyway. It's probably going to land about here just to get rid of all of this defence. If Senescence was prophetic enough. Padripio, there we go. Uh-oh. Oh, not too close to the anti-nukes, please. No. Oh, thanks for the follow, Mr. Forename. Oh, thanks for the follow, Jack Commander. There we go. Blue certainly has the superior number advantage there. Rolling over the hills. Is that a defensive nuke I see from Imperial Gamer? It might well be. Kabloo, well, it holds off that army. However, it does not necessarily hold off against the Ares that just kill his ally. Oh well. It was a valiant defense. You can't argue with that. The Ares thinking, yep, I can just go straight for this comm. Oop. There we go. Picked him off. Ah, wait, go away. Ah, there we go. Get my UI presence correct. That would have looked pretty. Alas, well, that was a good game.